Hello, and welcome to Johnny Stanislaus Red Hots. Today's guest is Jan Camden, a custodian here on campus. Today is her last day, so we're going to throw her a little retirement party on Johnny Stanislaus Red Hots. So sit back and enjoy. No lunch, because Jan already ate.
I'm sure you have mixed feelings about leaving.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you've got some really good friends here, people who love you. That's great.
I love you back.
Are you going to be staying here? Or are you gonna be
No, I'll go back and visit. I have nobody.
So you live in Turlock? How far is that?
I got it. Before you cross the river.
So it's just go over to the camera and say, hello, this is Johnny at Johnny's Stanislaus Red Hots. This is the guest today that I had wanted to have from day one. And the coincidence of all coincidence, it's her last day, or second to last day. She's pulling a shift on Saturday to close her career off here. I am really happy to have janitor, custodian, Jan Camden.
Yay.
Yay. So, Jan, I'm really excited. I'm not excited about something, and I have to reprimand you right from the get-go. You knew that this was a hot dog stand, and you ate right before you came here. You're not. So this is going to be the first episode where we have no hot dogs. We do have a drink.
I'm a drinker.
You're a drinker? Well, you can drink.
As long as it's soda.
It's soda, yeah. Well, we laced yours just to kind of help you loosen up a little bit. So you knew you were going to eat today, didn't you? Didn't you want a Chicago hot dog?
I was famished.
You were famished. Imagine, that would have worked out so good on my show if you would have been famished when you got here.
Yeah.
So, Jan, you started here what year?
2000.
You started in 2000. That's when I started in 2000. And what month did you start?
October.
October. So I started like about 6 weeks before you.
Did you?
What is it? It's like something going around. Christina started the same time.
Yeah.
And Brandon, who was just on, started around the same time. So what brought you to Stanislaus? Like, how did you end up here to work?
I answered an ad in the paper for a custodial thing.
Right. I
had used to work in an egg processing plant, and they relocated, and they didn't take some of the workers. And I had matter of fact, I had taken a leave of absence to take care of my mother-in-law. She had pancreatic cancer. And so that was my time with her.
Right. Oh, don't start already. Come on. We talked about the fact we're going to be emotional.
Vic Whiteside hired me.
Uh-huh.
And we've been buds ever since. And
nice.
Stuff and everything. So, yeah.
And were you always riding around in that golf cart? That's kind of synonymous for me with you.
I know. It's going to be hard to let it go.
Let that golf cart go. I think they should just give you that golf cart as a going away present.
Wouldn't that be something? But see, I need to come back.
Right. Just to ride the golf cart.
Yeah, well, I will be coming back at least once a week because I have a favorite duck I feed.
You have a favorite duck you feed? I saw an injured duck yesterday, and I didn't know what to do with it. Where's the duck? Over behind the recital hall?
This stays in the pond over by FDC.
By FDC, and you know that duck?
Oh, I do. All I have to do is holler, and he'll come, and here comes the other ones. And
wait, so there's a duck on campus who literally recognizes your voice and comes. So behind FDC, so over in the pond right in front of
right before the bridge.
So I can find you over there now.
Yeah.
And if I call your name out, you'll come running to me.
Well, I don't know about that, John. It all depends on if my duck is there. He has priorities.
Over me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. But I'm going to have a hot dog for you because at some point you and I are having a Chicago-style hot dog. It just won't be today.
Yeah.
So, so you know this campus really well. And the reason I wanted you to be my first guest, even though you're a little further in now, is just every time I see you, you're always so up. Have you always been that kind of person?
I like to be up. I don't like to be a Debbie Downer.
You don't like to be a Debbie Downer. So, were you like that as a kid too?
Exactly.
And you're the youngest of
I'm the
five.
baby of Well, 6. My mother and
Youngest?
father had 3 boys and 3 girls. One of my brothers passed away when he was little.
Youngest of 6.
Yeah, 6,
Wow.
uh-huh.
And were you the favored child then because you were the youngest? Were you
I think they beat the tar out of me all the time, to tell you the truth.
your brothers and sisters?
Mm-hmm. But I'm the mascot of them now because I'm the one that they lean to, and I'm the one that goes to them when they need anything.
Huh. And
So-
where are they?
I have in Oklahoma, Idaho, and Modesto.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you guys still find time to get together all
you
the time?
betcha.
Do you get together as a family very often?
Not so much like we used to, but yeah, my brother Modesto, he and I are like twins. You know, he's 2 years apart, but he's my right arm.
And he's a Modesto. So you guys spend a lot of
Oh.
time together.
He calls me every night.
Uh-huh.
You know,
And does he have family as well?
yeah,
kids and
yeah.
grandkids?
Yeah. Well, he has 2 grown children
Mhm.
and stuff, but no grandchildren. Huh?
And you have grandchildren and
Great
a single
granddaughter.
great-grandchild.
Yeah. She was
Oh
born in
my
August,
gosh.
yeah.
You are, I hope I age as well as you have, clearly. Were you what? Were you like 12 years old when you got married? How
I'll
old were
never
you?
tell.
You'll never tell. Sorry, yeah. Like,
Nobody's not supposed to tell her.
I
age.
didn't ask your age.
I know it.
I didn't ask your age,
know
but
it.
but I was just suggesting that you had to have been like really young when you got married.
Yeah.
And you were married for
47.
47 years.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about your husband?
He passed away in August.
I'm sorry. 47 years, that's incredible.
Yeah. We met through friends in Blythe,
In Blythe, California, so
Uh-huh.
out in the desert.
out in the desert, there in the middle of nowhere. It's right before you cross into the Colorado River, which was an action place for all the young kids and older people. And
Mhm.
a lot of movie stars from LA come down there to visit in the summer and ski. And
Mhm.
matter of fact, they used to come to my dad's farm to hunt for pigeons or doves, excuse me.
Your dad's farm. So you started in Arizona and then you moved to Blythe?
Yeah, well,
How-
my dad had 2 farms, one in Blythe and one in Arizona.
So you lived in
With-
Blythe. How old were you when you were living in Blythe then? Did you go to high school in Blythe? Or
Yeah, I
your-
went to high school in Blythe,
In
and
Blythe.
in Arizona is where I finished.
Okay, so continue on. I'm sorry, I
But,
interrupted
yeah,
you.
we had a lot of movie stars that come to our ranch in dove season. My mom cooked for them.
So did you meet movie stars when you were a kid?
yeah,
Like who
yeah.
did you meet? Who was a movie
Andy
star?
Devine.
Andy Devine?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I loved
Yeah,
Andy
yeah,
Devine.
Yeah.
Cool.
He loved old Southern cooking, I'll tell you.
Was he Southern? He
You know, I'm not for sure.
he had to be from Texas or the South somewhere.
He loved old black-eyed peas and cornbread and fried potatoes.
He's
you know.
he's not grown up in the
Yeah,
North and eating
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So is that the kind of food you ate when you were growing
Oh,
up
yeah,
too?
yeah.
So-
And my mom, she loved to cook,
Mm-hmm.
but she was fun to be around too. She was never a dull moment around her, and she would sit right there, and as we speak, as you and I are speaking now, she'd be conniving something gonna do to you. She might be, as we talk, might have her hand or her feet between your legs, and you get up, she'd knock you down.
You're not conniving against me now, right
no,
now.
I'll keep my hands on the table, John.
Yeah. So
No, I had a good childhood.
yeah, my mom's like that. My mom is 92.
Oh, bless her heart.
Spoken about my
Yeah,
mom before
yeah,
on the show.
yeah.
You know,
Isn't that
I
something?
cannot imagine a world without her in
Oh,
it.
yeah.
She is a dynamo of energy. She
Yeah.
is, as I've described, a 15-year-old trapped in the body of a 92-year-old woman. She still has that.
Good for her.
Yeah. So your husband and you met in Blythe,
Mhm.
and was it a whirlwind romance?
I believe so. Yeah.
So how long did you know each other before you got married?
Probably 2 years.
And then you got married.
Yeah, we got married, then we moved to Southern California. We moved down Pomona.
Uh-huh.
And boy, what a drastic change that was, you know.
From how many people live in Blythe?
You know, at the time, I can't remember.
But I
It
mean,
wasn't-
it was small.
Yeah, yeah.
Really small too. Pomona, you're
Yeah,
in a
yeah. Our traffic jam back home was 2 cars and a tractor. So you imagine getting from there into LA.
Right.
Holy camole.
Mhm.
I figured, boy, I could put my foot on the gas and go like boop, boop, with the rest
What
of
took
them.
you to Pomona?
My husband's job.
What did he do?
He was a welder.
He was a welder, and did he do that for his whole life?
Yes, he did. And when we left there, well, we moved back to the desert. He got a job with the Kaiser Steel Mine, and he was in maintenance there. And then over the years, they had shut the mine down. Then that's when we moved up here. My sister and her family lived here. So he went to work at the cannery there in Hunt Wesson, and he worked there for over 40 years.
up here.
In
So
Oakdale.
it was kind of a job that brought him here
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
And he worked there for 40 years.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to me. You know, it's hard for, I think, relationships. You just don't see relationships with that staying power. I've been fortunate enough since the
bless your heart.
25th year I've
Yeah,
been married.
Well, good for you. Hope you have 100 more.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah.
You know, but for 47 years you guys were
Yeah.
together. What prompted you? Have you always been working? So you said you worked in an egg processing plant.
Yeah, but back home we always worked in the fields. My dad had cotton and watermelons and stuff like that. We always raised up to work.
Yeah. So you work's just kind of part of who you are.
Yeah.
So how
I
are
don't
you?
like to be around lazy people.
I don't blame you.
You know.
I'm
If
the
you're
same
in the
way.
bed when the sun comes up, you're lazy. You got to get up and get at it.
Oh well, I work, but I'm sometimes in bed when the sun comes up.
Even now, on the weekends, I'm up 5 o'clock.
And you take your dogs out at 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
And what kind of dogs do you have?
Lhasa Apsos.
Lhasa Apsos. What was that? How big is a Lhasa Apso?
They're little old tinky boxy things,
And
nobody could love them but me.
and so tell me about your dogs.
Oh, one of them's named Harley. He's my oldest one. He's 10.
And does somebody ride motorcycles that his name is
No,
Harley?
I just found him through friends and,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, and they were going to get a bigger dog, and they felt like they didn't want him for some reason, so I took him in, and he's been his AKA is Little Man, because he's got the little short man syndrome, got little tinky legs, you know, but
Mm-hmm. Right.
he's my little man. Lhasa Apso by day, but Rottweiler when the sun goes down. You know.
Nice.
And
So
then
he
I-
protects you.
Oh yeah, or he thinks he does anyway. I haven't told him any different, you know.
Right.
And then my other little dog, I got her from a guy that I work with out here, and she's been my little girl ever since. Her name's Jazzy, but I call her Pearl because she's white.
My friend in Chicago has a dog named Jazzy.
She's wherever I am, Jazzy's right there by me, and we have girl talks, you know, and stuff. Now since you know the only man in the house is the dog, so we say girls rule and boys drool, you know.
So you have children and great grandchildren. Are they one great grandchild? Do they live nearby?
My daughter and her family live in Hillmar, and that's the youngest one of my grandsons. And my son and his family, the two boys and his wife, and my daughter-in-law lives in Oregon. And they're the ones, the oldest grandson has the little girl.
And do you have reunions locally, like where everybody descends on there?
Sometimes, we usually always go up in the summer to visit my son.
Up in Oregon.
In Oregon. But my daughter and grandson usually comes over every Sunday or every other Sunday. Matter of fact, he come over last Monday and surprised me and took me out to dinner.
Nice.
Isn't that something, huh?
Yeah.
A little tiny
you
thing.
deserve it.
It shocked me. He called and said, "Nani, what are you doing?" I said, "Sitting in the floor, putting up pictures or getting pictures out."
We have a special guest.
Well, hot
Neil,
dog.
come on in.
Come on in here.
Neil has to sign our wall, but you know this is Jan's last day.
I know.
So you're here on a very special day.
Look,
My favorite
Neil
people.
Jacqueline,
Isn't that
awesome.
something?
One of my favorite people.
Yeah.
That's why she's
We're
on
gonna
so.
miss her.
Guys, don't make me cry.
So go ahead and sign our wall,
Isn't that
Neil.
something?
I'm glad you could be here when Jan is here on her last day. Neil, the first guest, and now
I
you,
know.
the most recent guest. So that's nice.
Neil's always been pleasant to me. He always.
I imagine
I
he's.
never know what to expect from him.
I imagine he's pleasant to most everybody,
Yeah.
unless it comes to fighting for union rights. And then,
well.
then I imagine he could probably dig in if he has to.
Huh, Neil?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
see? Uh-huh.
Excellent. Uh-oh, the real deal. Excellent. What's
look at
Nello?
that.
Neilio.
Nelio. Do you go by Nelio at some
When
point?
I'm hanging around with Frank Borelli in Italian, yeah.
Oh, you have to speak
Come stand
Italian,
over,
huh?
come stand
Get
over here,
and
say goodbye. Yeah, whatever.
yeah.
So this her last day. How
Yeah.
how lucky am I?
We're going to miss her.
Oh,
come over
keep
here.
talking,
Very
keep
I
talking.
think we got to worry about the camera. Yeah.
Oh,
so
is that it?
yeah. So we're gonna miss her, right? The campus will not be the same without you here. It just won't.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Well, it's going to have me at least once a week because I got to come back and feed Chico.
yeah, Chico, is that the name of the duck?
Yeah.
So Chico knows his name.
Yeah, he does.
Cool. Well, we're going to take a little break here, and then we're going to come back for the second half of the show. So I'm not sure what we're putting to fill in here, but I'm really excited that Neil's here and Jan, and it's like a party. And they know how special they are because they have been guests on Johnny's Stanislaus Red Hots. Thanks. Hi. This is Jan's show, so I thought just having come from her retirement party that we'd share a few pictures of Jan. Let me just say how impressive a turnout at her retirement party. Just a testament to the human being who you're watching today on today's episode of Johnny's Stanislaus Red Hots.
Ready? Rolling?
I am
Okay,
rolling.
go Jan. Lots of cleaning, dusting, and turn around and look at us. Pull up the sign.
All right.
Perfect. Great.
Hi, and we're back for the second half of the show with Jan Camden. Really happy that Neil Jacklin was able to get in. And now I've got a second bone to pick with Jan.
Okay.
The first bone was that she ate before she came on, broke a cardinal rule of the show. We're giving you some leeway though because you're retiring. So,
Thank you.
and I'm going to come out and feed Chico with you. The second thing is I'm hearing about invitations, obviously for some huge fete. And I've checked my mailbox every day and my email and everything. I've got nothing.
Well, John, you didn't get anything because I personally want to say, John, can you please come to the
your-
courtyard for my
When is that?
Halloween?
On Halloween. So
Halloween,
are we in
yeah.
costume?
Come as you are.
Awesome. You get to keep that shirt because that's just...
No, I've got to turn it back.
You do?
Yeah, anything with this.
You got to
Yeah.
turn it back. Can you buy it from them? Can I buy that shirt for you to have? Because I mean, that is...
Isn't that something, huh?
Oh my gosh. So you're leaving this job after
Don't make me
14
cry.
years. I'm going to try not to make you cry because if you cry, I'll probably start crying. It's kind of like when you see somebody vomit, you kind of vomit too.
No, I've never been that
Yeah,
way.
yeah, I'm that way.
Are you?
Yeah, oh, yeah,
okay.
because I've done it with my dog so many
Oh,
times.
well.
I'm like, ugh. So anyway, that was a really bad thing, and we don't do any editing from the show, so it's just going to be in there. But so tell me what you've done on campus. Has your role changed in the 14 years you've been here, or have you always more or less done the same thing? And you're in a golf cart, like every time I see you, you're in a golf cart. So I don't believe you actually work. I think you just ride the golf cart around.
I ride that golf cart around.
You know, well, we don't have to worry about it now because you're leaving.
Yeah.
But so
It's been a good ride, I'll tell you.
so are you overseeing people or something that you're in that golf
I'm
cart?
just like the rest
You're just
of
going
us
from
out
building
here.
to building.
My friend that I work with, we're assigned to different buildings, and we go in and do that one, and we
Do you
go
have
to
a
the next
specific
one.
set of buildings that you work?
Yeah.
And the theater building is one of those buildings?
No, it's not mine.
But I see you over there.
I just because I want to come see you, John.
Okay,
No,
nice.
I come. We do our restrooms checks. in
What
there.
do what buildings have been the ones you've been
Mostly
working
the
in?
courtyard, and public safety,
Public safety and over
gym.
there, and the
SSB,
and the gym,
FDC.
huh?
Yeah.
And so have you gotten to know people
Oh,
on
yeah.
campus specific to those buildings
Yeah.
from hanging out?
Yeah.
Like, and have you noticed changes like in athletics, for instance, over the past few years now that we have a new athletic director?
You know, if they were to give me a pen and pencil and ask me to put down somebody's name or what building I dislike working with or around, I'd just have to say, hey, you keep that to yourself because I like each and everything I go to and everyone I work with.
So you've enjoyed your time here
Exactly.
at Stanislaus. It's felt like home.
Well, exactly.
And do you feel like that's true across students, faculty, staff? Do you see students that you
Oh,
recognize you? And
Exactly. And that's going to be hard leaving them
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. Yeah. And if I have, if I've missed one, I haven't seen them in a long time because sometimes, you're out, your times will cross and stuff. And I'll think, well, I haven't seen this one in a long time. Matter of fact, I seen a little girl the other day. And I said, God, I haven't seen you in a long time. She's jumped up and she's waiting to get into her class down at the gym. She'll, Jen. We give each other a hug. She called me that night. Said, I miss seeing you, see, and stuff.
is she still a student? So she's been here and you've kind of watched her grow up.
Exactly, and stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
And stuff. I've met a lot of them that has went on into nursing, and I'll be at the hospital and they'll say, Jan, I'll hear somebody holler my name and I'll turn around and look. It's like, who's out? And look, it's like, look again. It's like, oh my God, I haven't seen you, girl. When did you graduate? Oh, about 4 or 5 years ago. You know how
Nice.
you just like,
Yeah,
But
you
it's nice
have
to
you
know
have an
that.
amazing quality with people. Just an amazing
Wow.
quality. That's why you're sitting here. I'm affected by people like you when I see them because something can be going. I may have a lot of things going on, or something may have me a little down. Although I choose not to be down, kind of
No,
like you.
exactly.
But then I see you, and it's you know, you're always up. So
I can tell you a lot of things that would make you want to tear up.
Well, you've lived a life. I gather you've lived a life. And anybody who sits and watches the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills
Isn't that something?
You watch?
I gloat at them girls, huh?
You say that's your favorite show?
Yeah, I don't watch TV that much, but whenever I look up and they're on, it's like
when I read that, I just
don't they just have everything and don't have to do nothing?
Oh my
either.
gosh!
It's like, rah, isn't that something, huh?
You know, and it's funny because I asked you what your favorite song was, and you answered very specifically somebody I really like, Roy Orbison, Pretty Woman, which is also the title of your favorite movie.
Yeah.
A nice little link. If I had to choose a song, not knowing anything about you like I know now, that I would have said would have been a song that I thought you would have liked, it probably would have been Roy Orbison. I think that just captures you so much. It's awesome. So you're leaving.
Yeah.
What are your plans for after you leave? And was there something specific that prompted you to leave at this moment in time?
No, just circumstances at home.
Right.
But now I'm going to renovate my home, and then go spend time with that great grandbaby
Up in Oregon.
up in Oregon.
So you'll be traveling back and forth to Oregon quite a bit.
Yeah, exactly. And stuff. And I want to take the Amtrak. I've never ridden the Amtrak before.
And you're gonna where are you gonna take it to?
I'm going to take it to Oregon. And then I want to take a trip on the Mississippi on a paddle boat.
On the Mississippi on the paddle boat. They're mostly gambling boats now. You know, so
Hello?
you get on a boat. You like to gamble?
I worked too hard for that money in my lifetime.
So yeah, because I think it'd be hard to find a paddle boat on the Mississippi. I went to school right close to the Mississippi
Did
River.
you really?
Yeah,
Well, good
yeah.
for
I
you.
went to school
the
and
people back in them southern states, the farther you go back, is they just pull you in, and
yeah.
I just want to go back for one big old hug. And
Well, when you are traveling across the country on your Amtrak, because my mom has traveled with my kids. My family's in Chicago. They've traveled on the Amtrak across. They call it the Rocky Mountain Express, I think. And that's a beautiful train to be on. If ever you need a place to stay, let me know. I know
bless
people
your
strewn
heart,
across
John.
the country. And you can go in and
my
juice up
golly.
my mom a little bit, give her a little positive
Well,
energy.
I bet you she'd give me some back.
Oh, she would give you everything you can handle and then some.
Good.
Hey, Amy, can we have that what I got for Jan, and could somebody bring it in? So you're just planning on kind of hanging out and being a grandparent and being a great grandparent,
Yeah, and I plan on volunteering maybe once or twice a week for the blood bank to pass out juice and cookies.
Can you? Oh, okay, great. I got you some flowers because
Oh,
it's
you
your last
dingling.
day. Yes.
I just got these saying, well, look at there. Is he passing out flowers?
There you go. So here's some flowers because it's your last day. I'm serious. I can't. I'm so sad you're moving on. Don't cry. No. There's no tear. What does he say? There's no tears in
Suck 'em
baseball.
up, huh?
There's no tears in
it's
Johnny
funny.
Stanislaus Red Hots.
Yeah. We
So
got something
you're gonna do a lot of traveling, and you're gonna spend time with your family.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's all we have is family.
Oh, that's nice. Well,
And you don't have to have blood kin to be family. This is my family too.
yeah, and well, I hope you'll
And I'm
continue to
gonna
come back. And
I've never
visit.
seen one of your shows. You always told me come.
Okay,
watch
so
it.
will you promise to come see the show that I just directed?
Amen. I will.
Okay, so
Gotcha.
Amy, make sure we get Jan's number so I can call her and make sure we have a couple tickets whatever night she
All right.
wants to go to our show.
Well,
It's
thank
really
you,
funny.
John. Yeah.
And why don't you take a moment and sign our board like
mercy.
Neil just did?
Goodness. Let's see. Again, I'll hold these right there. I'm always in the red, so I'm going to go here.
Cool. Oh, I like the message. Nice, a little message on there. I was telling Brandon that when I first came here, we had a wall in my office, and everybody signed the wall, and it got really like packed over about 3-4 years. Yeah. So Jan said, always smile, and that's what you always do.
Hopefully.
Jan, it's been a joy
You
to
too,
have
John.
you, and I hope that our paths will continue to cross. You are a wonderful human
Well,
being.
bless your
Keep
heart.
spreading that
Well, you're going to
joy.
see me at least once a week out here.
I'm going to come out to FDC and watch you feed
I buy
Chico.
special food for Chico, and I keep it in the golf
So
cart
you're
at all
spoiling Chico, basically. Is he the only duck that you have a special relationship with?
times. He's the only one that I really pet a lot. I pet the rest of them, and I also.
And do they like to be petted?
Oh yeah.
Those ducks
You
like
can
to...
ask my friend Maria that they know me, and here they'll come flying in, and some of them's not very good pilots when they land, you know. And I'll tell them, I said, hey, I'm not going to ride on your airline.
So you're like the woman in Mary Poppins.
I guess. Huh?
You know, who feeds the birds. You know the
Exactly.
scene I'm talking about? Feed the birds, tuppence a bag. So you're like that person.
Well,
and
my
the birds
grandma
just
used
fly.
to always tell me, you never know how God's testing you. Might not always have two legs.
Nice.
Right?
Excellent. Well, this was an episode with Jan Camden, and it's Jan's last day. And if you see her on campus feeding the ducks, go over and say hello. I'm John, and this is Johnny's Stanislaus Red Hots. Thanks to Jerry Anderson and the crew, and have a great time. And we'll be back with another episode really soon.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome. Jan, thank
No.
you.
You can look to the stars in search of the answers. Look for God and life on distant planets. Have your faith in the ever after, while each of us holds inside the map to the labyrinth. Heaven's here on earth.